Silk has a brother. He's not an only child. Welcome to Matt Reviews Books. I am your host, Matt. And if you haven't been here before, this is a book review channel dedicated to older books. They were bestsellers. They're not anymore. You might find them in a used bookstore, in a flea market, an estate sale. Used books. So if that sounds like something that you might like to hear about, then subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know what you think I should read. With that, let's move along. To the meat. I don't want to hear, where's the beef? This week, we are talking about Volume 2 of The Mallorean by David Eddings. King of the Murgos. And this one was published 1988. Honestly, this is actually probably one of my favorite books. Here we go! Synopsis! Belgarion, Garion, has learned about Zandramas, that Zandramas is in fact a person, has stolen his son, and now they're chasing Zandramas to get Garion back. This is one actually where a lot of the action takes place in familiar settings, right? This is sort of where we kind of catch up on the rest of the world outside the Vale of Alder in the Western Kingdoms. But we leave the Western Kingdoms behind and we go into the Angarak Kingdom. First, we're going to go to the land of the snake people, Nyissa. And in Nyissa, they hook up with Sadi, the former chief eunuch of Queen Salmissra. He's no longer the chief eunuch, although he is still a eunuch. I guess that's something you can't really reverse. They recruit him. They get him to join them, or actually he kind of talks his way into their group. He convinces them to pretend to be slavers. They're going to go into Cthol Murgos, and they're going to pretend that they're hunting down deserters and refugees to make slaves and make money, because there's a war with the Malloreans and the Murgos, so there's this chaos. That's what they do. They go into Cthol Murgos, and they're in the desert. And that's where they get captured by the Dagashi. The Dagashi are this super elite guild of assassins. So they want the slavers that they just captured, it's actually Belgarion and his friends, to hide a Dagashi assassin in their midst, go to Malloreon, or wherever it is that Zakath is, and they want to assassinate Zakath. So they go from the Dagashi, they go to the capital of Cthol Murgos, and they go to the palace of the king of the Murgos, Urgit. And this is where things start to get interesting, because Urgit doesn't look like a Murgo. He's kind of scrawny, and he's got a long pointed nose, and he's pretty intelligent, and he's a lot more high-strung than any other Murgo. Then we start putting pieces together. It turns out, guess what? Silk's dad, Prince Kheldar, Prince Kheldar's dad, Prince Kheldar is Silk. Anyway, Prince Kheldar's dad was a diplomat, and he got busy with the wife of the king of the Murgos, and begot Urgit. Urgit kind of is he helps them get on the ship. They set sail, and they crash. They run around. They get captured by Mallorean troops, and they are being sent to the Emperor of Malloreon, Zakath, which is kind of where they didn't want to go. So that means thoughts! I think the fact that we're now just going to hang out in the kingdoms of the Angaraks, which are the, hereditary enemies of the Aulorns, I think this is great. This is awesome. We get to see a whole different side of the Angaraks. They're not just this monolithic, bad guy within Angaraks, within the nations themselves. There's these shades of gray. Very cool. I like that. That's another reason why I kind of like this series. So when we find out that Silk's Silk is half-brother to the King of the Murgos, and the King of the Murgos is like this really kind of complicated, neurotic guy. That's cool. I like that. However, let me just say that the one thing about this whole storyline that I think Eddings kind of dropped the ball on, honestly, Silk has been described, Prince Kheldar has been described for 6 books now as a guy who's really, he doesn't take other men and other people's marriage vows seriously. And he has the opportunity, he's going to sleep with married women. So, it seems to me that Silk should have some bastards floating around out there after all these many years in this universe. And 2, I think it would have been really interesting if instead of having the King of the Murgos as Silk's half-brother, he would have made him Silk's son. For me, that was a continuity issue. He set Silk up as this guy who has low morals, he's loose morals, he lies, he cheats, he steals, he has no problems having affairs with married women. So why is it that he doesn't have people be like, "Hi, Dad"? It's not a big deal, but it is something that kind of always hangs up on. And that's it. That's really it. This is a great book. I love this book. I do. And I really think that you should go forth and read it. And with that, I hope you subscribe, you follow along. And I have 18 seconds left of recording, so I will see you next time.